Bitcoin is creating a rounding top right now, but don't get fooled for this potential bear trap we're currently creating, because I believe that I am currently seeing something in the Bitcoin charts that we are about to create an even far greater move towards the upside any moment right now. And I will be explaining this with all the data points that I can currently find in the market. So make sure to watch this video till the end, because I will talk about the most important charts, the most important data, and many more important stuff on today's update video, including a gigantic trading opportunity I am currently seeing in this market. So without any further ado, don't forget to slam that like button once again back above 1,000 likes. That will be absolutely incredible. And with that being said, let me get straight away in towards the content. So here on the imminent short term, I have started to see that many people on Twitter and on YouTube are starting to say Bitcoin is creating a rounding top, but I believe that this is a gigantic Bitcoin bear trap. And let me quickly explain why. Because while this happened, we clearly saw on Coinbase, which is a very reliable exchange, that the volume is not necessarily becoming much more higher while we are actually consolidating above this all-time high, which right now means that there is not a lot of sell pressure in this market. And as BlackRock is still buying millions and millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin every single day, and I mean, the data from today about BlackRock is still yet to come in, but just like you know, if you want to be staying up to date about all this data, follow me on Twitter, because once the data is going to come in, I will straight away update you guys on Twitter what the exact inflows are going to be. But already Fidelity had more than $200 million in inflow, so most likely we're at least going to get another $300 million in net inflows. So it's looking once again extremely good for the market. And of course, like we know, this trend is most likely going to continue, because literally the new spot Bitcoin ETFs have done over $110 billion in volume in the first 2 months, making this category the most successful ETF launch in history. And this is definitely just the beginning, because like we know, ETFs, they grow especially over time and not in a few days. So as we are seeing millions and millions of dollars getting accumulated by BlackRock, by Fidelity, and these other large institutions, as time continues, there's only more money going to get absorbed in the market. And with the Bitcoin halving only in approximately 35 to 38 days out, we're going to even have less production, which is going to be catapulting the Bitcoin price up much higher. And while we're looking currently at the price section of Bitcoin, well, we in fact are right now trading around $72,000, which is of course quite insane. The volume is of course quite decent, but not a lot of sell pressure, because the volume is not necessarily spiking and Bitcoin is not even going lower, which of course clearly means that there are not a lot of people actually interested in Bitcoin. And of course, if you are having any knowledge of the market, you know that this is not the time to sell, because historically speaking, if we're looking at Bitcoin, once we break above our all-time high, we tend to increase very quickly in valuation. The last time once we broke the all-time high, we increased with an approximately 20% in just a matter of 24 hours. I mean, right now we're clearly seeing the first big breakout above all-time high. We pushed over 5% in a matter of like 4 to 8 hours. And right now, we're still consolidating sideways, but still, I think there are far bigger moves yet to get created, especially with this week's new spot Bitcoin ETF inflows. I'm expecting that, yes, once again, we're going to be having a bullish week, and I am expecting the continuation is still going to take place. And of course, if you've been following the channel, you know my price targets where I think Bitcoin is going to be going towards in this bull market, but I will talk a little bit more in depth about that later in today's video, because right now, if we were to be looking at the big support levels for Bitcoin, where potentially we could start to be opening up any trades here, it's going to be of course around $71,000, which previously around provided big support, and this level right here, which of course previously around provided significant resistance for Bitcoin, also right here. And if Bitcoin were to be coming down towards $69,000, the previous all-time high, I think that would be a golden opportunity to actually accumulate a significant amount of a Bitcoin position. So that is what I will be looking to be doing. But like I said many times before, if I were to be calling an ultimate opportunity in the market, I want to be looking for 20% corrections. I don't think that's going to be happening this time around, but if Bitcoin were to be getting a 20% correction right now, it would bring it down to $58,000. But like I said many times before, in this bull market, we're likely going to get a lot of 20% corrections, and any 20% correction is going to be a gift in my opinion, and I would take that opportunity with both hands. So if Bitcoin were to be coming down 20% from over this level, I will be definitely looking to be opening up massive Bitcoin long positions on that lower side. So that is going to be my strategy, at least on how I'm going to be trading Bitcoin. But of course, if this were to be happening, I will be exactly showing you what I will be doing and how I will be taking urgent action to, of course, open up that next Bitcoin that next Bitcoin trade here. And of course, like we know, while we're seeing BlackRock buying millions of dollars of Bitcoin every single day, yesterday as well, MicroStrategies also bought another 12,000 Bitcoins for an approximately 800 million US dollars. And as their company is becoming worth more and more, this is only going to be catapulting Bitcoin higher and higher. And you don't understand on how bullish this is here. BlackRock, Fidelity, all these ETFs and MicroStrategies are buying millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin every single day. And with the halving coming up anytime soon, we do know that this is going to be an even bigger scarcity effect on the market with such a high amount of buy pressure. And just like Saylor said a couple days ago, he is forecasting that at least for the coming 2 years, we're going to get an approximately 400 to 500 million US dollars in buy pressure every single day. And that is just going to be catapulting Bitcoin higher. Whether you are going to be selling, yes or no right now, I think that indeed we are destined to be going higher for Bitcoin right now with these ETFs. So that is why we can potentially also start to see that, of course, the real believers in Bitcoin, they don't think this is the time to sell. And that is why the volume remains to be low on Coinbase. A lot of people are actually selling, and the price is actually holding up quite strong. And this is a clear indication that Bitcoin is about to create another leg towards the upside as time continues and no one is really interested in selling their Bitcoin and is really having a way higher target than we're currently sitting. Markets are just going to be increasing in value, and with increasing markets, we're also going to see increasing interest. And guys, if you want to be making the most of the upcoming Bitcoin bull run by trading Bitcoin or trading altcoins, I mean, Binance right now is not really listing a lot of new pairs anymore. They only have listed 374 coins. Well, Bybit is the one that is fast listing these new upcoming coins that could be exploding. So if you want to be trading, make sure to go to Bybit. Bybit is the best exchange where you can trade spot, where you can trade with leverage. So if you want to be doing so, make sure to go to the link description of today's video where you can get a $30,000 deposit bonus to Bybit. And if you don't use this link, it's only 400, so it's a win-win situation. So make sure to check it out in the link description of today's video. Going further in towards the content, we can currently see that, of course, Bitcoin is clearly breaking above its all-time high. That is nothing new. That is something we already know. But of course, on the weekly time frame, we're then also breaking above that one level in that Fibonacci extension level. And like we know from history, historically speaking, once this happens, it usually only tends to take 2 to 3 weeks before Bitcoin is reaching its first extension level, which in this case is going to be $100,000. So if history is an indication, my target for Bitcoin in the upcoming 2 to 3 weeks is going to be $100,000, which sounds, of course, quite insane. We are clearly breaking above all-time highs, which is, of course, extremely bullish for Bitcoin. And like I explained a couple days ago here, I am selling a lot of my Bitcoin right now to actually buy more Ethereum, because the Ethereum trade is maybe a better trade than Bitcoin right now, in my opinion, because Ethereum is seeing such a significant amount of decreasing supply at this moment of time. And due to the decreasing supply on Ethereum, in the last 7 days, we saw 32,000 Ethereum going out of circulation. And on this pace, Ethereum supply is shrinking by 1.4% a year. This is going to be an even bigger scarcity effect because Bitcoin currently still has more and more supply getting created. But of course, as the halving comes, it's going to get cut in half. But Ethereum is becoming more and more scarce over time. And in approximately 70 days from now on, we're going to get the Ethereum spot ETF, which is going to even attract more capital to Ethereum. So if you want to be up for a big trade here, this is what I'm doing. I explained in a couple of videos ago. I decided to sell a lot of my Bitcoin to actually open up a position on Ethereum. I also have got a small little leverage trade open on Ethereum on Bybit. And if you want to be trading, just like I said, go to the link description of today's video. But I'm taking this trade on spot, but also on leverage. I'm using a very small leverage to, of course, minimize my risk because we are in a bull market and we could get 20% shakeout. And if that were to be happening, I am definitely prepared for that. But Ethereum is just looking extremely bullish from off this point onwards. And I do believe that there's just so much gains to be made from off this point with Ethereum. So this is my strategy. This is what I'm currently doing. And I don't believe that you should get fooled right now here. Maybe Bitcoin is going to be seeing a slight decreasement, but you have to understand that indeed some people are saying, oh, we're creating a rounding top. We're going to be going lower. And indeed, if you're looking right now at the 30-minute time frame, Bitcoin chart doesn't necessarily look all too bullish, but I believe that this is going to be a gigantic bear trap. So thank you so much for watching towards the amazing new update video. Slap on that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys tomorrow on another update video. Peace out. Goodbye.